right. I got a weird shadow on there tonight for whatever reason. I guess that's better. I don't know. Hey, everybody. How is everything going this evening? Welcome, welcome. I hope everybody's doing well. Absolutely freaking gorgeous day here today. Up where I'm at, we got up to 53 degrees. Down in town, it was 58. But it really felt good. A lot of snow melted today, which was awesome. Oh my God, you have no idea how tired I am of the snow. But yeah, it was really, it felt really good to be outside, to be working outside and getting things done. I did a lot of work in the greenhouse today. I was going to take pictures later, and I ended up not. So you guys will definitely see it tomorrow. I'll post some pictures, and before I start, I'm going to probably obviously do some more tomorrow as well. But just a really nice day here today. So we're going to get into this video shortly. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff. And but before we do, I just want to remind everybody that if we have any interruptions with the stream, any problems, that I will get right back on right away. You probably will not get a notification. YouTube is famous for that. You'll have to come on and look for the chat. But I'll get right back on as soon as if there's any kind of issues. Last two streams have gone off good, so hopefully we'll continue that trend and we'll see what happens. Okay. The next thing I want to remind everybody, this is a very family-friendly oriented channel, so I'm asking everybody please be decent in the chat with each other. No racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here because we're just not going to tolerate it. Okay. So that being said, let's start off with thank goodness. I'm going to get on a little bit of a soapbox roll tonight too, just so you guys know. Thank goodness that we are getting hourly updates about Tiger Woods. I don't know how any of you have been able to sleep not knowing how Tiger Woods is doing. I mean, that is, very prominent, important news. So, there's not that there's anything else going on in the world, of course. Other than Kim Kardashian, is in the process of getting divorced. Now, that's very important as well. Very important as well. And should be put out there for everybody to see first thing, because I'm so concerned about Kim Kardashian that I don't sleep well if I don't know what's going on. Really? Okay, now listen, I like Tiger Woods. Not a big fan of Kim Kardashian. I think the Kardashians, I'm not even going to get into the Kardashians, but I don't think they're role models. I'll just put it like that. But I like Tiger Woods, but you know what? He got in a car accident. It happens. Obviously, they've already said that there was no alcohol or anything else involved. So, it happens. People get in car accidents, okay? I don't need to be updated because they're a celebrity every hour, leading stories of the hour and the news networks of what's going on with Tiger Woods. Like I said, I believe that there are much more important things to be worried about and talk about than what's going on in Tiger Woods' life. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, that amazes me. Absolutely amazes me. So before we get into this, because I'm going to get into this really deep here in a minute, I wanted to show this real quick. I got from Mr. Brian Bean, who is out in California. He sent me in the mail a bunch of seeds. I mean, just an absolute bunch of seeds. We have yellow beans, basil, let's see, green beans. We got squash, watermelon, peas, just cucumbers, all kinds of stuff. Sent all kinds of stuff in the mail. So I just wanted to acknowledge that really quickly. Brian, thank you very much for those. That is very awesome, and I do appreciate that. That is very cool. So obviously, a lot of those will be going to start with the greenhouse. Hey, Seth, I'm very interested to hear your views about what's going on behind the scenes because that's very important. Yes. Oh, very important. Well, me and Tiger, we talk all the time, of course. I call him up and, yeah. All right. So let's get into this. There, okay, so how do I'm trying to figure out the best way to discuss this. Some of you, I might hurt your feelings. I'll be honest. So I got to ask you guys too. The joke a little bit earlier today in my video that I put up earlier. I was just having fun. I mean, some people were like, "Oh my God, that's clickbait. That's so horrible." It's a joke. Okay, it's a freaking joke. So most of you got it that it was a joke. I have a twisted sense of humor, and I saw that that dog had ripped that tag off the bed, and I was like, "Oh my God, I got to do a spoof on this because it's just fun," um, you know. And I was trying to make it look like something was going on with Heather, and everybody else was thinking, was it Mom or Becky? I was trying to make, because if she was young and she made a mistake, and no, it was I was trying to make it sound like it was Heather when it wasn't Heather, that it was the dog. But you know, yeah, right. I don't think so, Tony. I can't. I'm going to tell you right now. If I smoke the devil's lettuce, I get nothing done. So I can't be doing that. I really, I mean, I'll be 100% honest with you. Once in a great while, I'll smoke a joint. I'm not going to lie. Once in a great while, but I can't do it on any kind of regular basis because I can't function. Hey, Amy W. Thank you very much for the donation. She says, you are amazing. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. It's very kind of you. But yeah, it's just to get anything accomplished, to focus, like I couldn't come on a live stream stoned. I wouldn't be able to focus at all. There's just no way. So I have too many things to do. I got too much going on. I just don't have the time. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I just don't. I got better things to do. And for me personally, I know some people can get stoned all day long and they can function, they can work, and they can do everything that they want to do. That's great. That's awesome. I can't. And we have to know what our limitations are. So, that's a big part of that. But so anyway, I want to get into this topic. Again, I'm going to just put this out here. I'm going to hurt some people's feelings. If I hurt your feelings, that's on you, because I am just straight up. I say things like they are. I don't generally sugarcoat anything. So I'm going to just put this out there, and I'm going to make it really clear what I'm talking about. Okay. But before we do that, again, I am going to get into this. Hey, Asif. I called my sister in DC and she said Tiger was just fine. Oh, did I forget to mention that her cat is called Tiger? Oh my God, that's freaking hilarious. That's awesome. I like that. That's very, very funny. Thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. We got 880 in the chat, guys. We're at 251 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that really, really quickly to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Also, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interactions that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Okay. And of course, the third reason, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's all part of it as well. So thank you for that reason as well. And again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right. So we got Seth. Please talk about Agenda 2030 and the Great Reset. We can get into that tonight. We'll get into that a little bit tonight, but I want to talk about a different agenda that has been going on for many, many years, and I don't think a lot of people have been paying attention to it because, well, we're going to get into this, okay? So let's do that right now. All right, let's get into this right now. There is, okay, how do I I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this. All right. The situation that just happened with Coca-Cola, okay? I want people to take this in context, and we're going to break it down, okay? Because racism is racism. There's no such thing as reverse racism. There is only racism, okay? Hey, Hurricane Rip. Hey, Ed, saw your video earlier. LOL. Oh, totally thought it was Heather. Thank God it wasn't. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And that was the gist of that. I was trying to make it look like it was Heather. So that was part of the spoof of it. So that was part of the fun. Okay. So situation with Kodak. Or not Kodak, I'm sorry, Coca-Cola. Racism is racism. Whatever label, whatever form you put on it, racism is out there. Okay. Now, that memo, try to be less white. Okay, let's break that down a second. If we put a different race in there for that, and if that memo had been distributed through Coca-Cola, so let's say it was sent out to all the women that worked at Coca-Cola. You need to stop acting like so much like a woman. Try to act less like a woman. Okay. If it was sent out to every black employee, um, you need to stop acting so black. Let's try to act less black. Every Hispanic, you need to stop acting so Hispanic. You need to start acting less Hispanic. Okay. If that had been done, the ALCU, the NAACP, the it would be all over the news. It would be some huge thing blown up. Racism, racism, racism. Okay, but because it's done against white people, they're not. You're not seeing anybody up in arms. I mean, there's been some backlash, and I guess they took that thing down. Coca-Cola did. I did see that they took it down. But I'm going to tell you what, guys. Racism is racism. Period. Okay. And that situation that happened with that, it disgusted me because in our society today, it is perfectly acceptable to attack and go after white people. It is, and I don't get it. Okay, what there was another. So I want to bring up different things here because I've been seeing so many different things, and it's maddening to me. Okay, because this is the mindset now of people, and I wanted to, and I think this is important that we talk about this. I really do. It's and talk about it in a civil um a civil debate, if you will. And we're going to talk about this. So I was reading an article, and it was a woman. Now I want you to think about this. Her great 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 grandfather was a slave owner in the South during Civil War time period. Okay, again, great 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 grandfather. And so there was this big article about this woman, and she had this silverware that she had inherited, and it had the different, like a name was engraved in it, and it was her, like I said, it was her great 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 grandfather, slave owner and the whole 9 yards. And she's like, oh. And then I found out that this person's slave, that they had, kidnapped her, some 2 year old, and he was ended up being a house servant, and he was a slave, and she was like, and I feel so guilty, and blah blah blah. She has nothing to feel guilty about, nothing. Okay, what any white person did, or any black person, because black people also owned slaves, or whatever other races out there, slavery has been going on for thousands and thousands of years. Let's ask the Jews, right? Were they not slaves in Egypt? Imagine that, right? Again, this drives me insane because the narrative is being put out there that it's always white people's fault. All right. We didn't go over to Africa with butterfly nets catching black people. It's not how it worked. Black people in Africa captured people from other tribes and sold them to slave traders who, by the way, most of the slave traders were Middle Eastern, okay, who sold them to white people. That's how that worked, and put them on the ships and sent them over, um, you know, to the Americas, and they were used as slave labor. It happened. It's nothing, it's not a good part of history. It should be documented that it happened, but it's not all white people's fault that something happened way back then. Okay. It's not my fault. I never owned any slaves. I have nothing to do with slavery. So it really pisses me off, that people still use that as a crutch. Hey, Mountain Girl, Tiger Woods surviving a crash, but we're surviving a world chaos and seeing our rights stripped before our eyes. My eyes are wide open, and that's why I prep. I absolutely hear you on that, 100%. Thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for the statement. You're 100% right. It's all distractions, and they are stripping things away. They're taking more and more rights away. It is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, but I wanted to, like I said, I want to get back on this thing. So first of all, let's break it down in context. Okay, not all white people are bad. All right, there's a lot of great white people out there. Guess what? There's also a lot of great black people out there. Not all black people are bad. Okay, the Hispanic community. There's some good in that community, and there's some bad in that community, just like every other race. Middle Eastern people. There's some good Middle Eastern people. There's some bad Middle Eastern people. Again, I get so tired of this constant inundation in the news media, TV, and all these type of things. Because the latest thing is that white people are bad. Okay, that's the latest narrative that's being pushed out there. I should feel, shame because I'm white. Well, like I said, again, I've had nothing to do with anything, so it's not my fault. And I'm not going to be sorry. I'm not sorry I'm white. I am who I am. This is how I was born. And guess what? I'm an American, period. End of the day, I'm not a white American. I am an American. Okay. So I get so tired of it, and it's pushed constantly. You look now, like I said, I gave up TV when I moved out here. I've been out here 6 years. So I haven't had a TV in 6 years. But when I still lived in Greece, New York, okay, when I still lived in Greece, New York, and I had TV and I saw what was being pushed on TV. Okay. And I want you guys to think about this. And if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong, because I know I'm not wrong because I've seen it. Okay. I've seen it. The commercials. How were people portrayed in the commercials? Right. So we're going back last 10 years. Last 10 years. The black man is perceived as suave, debonair, well spoken, dresses great, very physically in good shape, looks fantastic. How is a white man perceived? Fat, dumpy, stupid, slothy, lazy, smells bad, doesn't look good at all. That's what's being pushed out in this news media, okay? And tell me if I'm wrong when I'm saying that, because it's like, this is what has been happening. This is the agenda. Make white people look bad, and make the other races look great. If you watch commercials now, if you see a commercial now, and I saw one recently, and I said, I was over at Mom and Beck's, and I was like, oh, isn't that wonderful? Everybody's represented. You had in the commercial, it was an Asian, a black, a white. There was somebody of Hispanic descent. So they had all their bases covered. Every one of their bases covered. And I'm like, how silly is this that you have to put these commercials out there to push these different things? It's insanity to me. It's absolutely insanity. And again, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care what color you are. What I care about is your character. If you are a cool person and you're cool with me, I got no issues with you. I don't care who you are. I don't care what background you come from. I don't care what country you come from. If you're willing to work hard, willing to get ahead, put in the effort, then I applaud anybody that does that. Anybody and everybody. I'm going to tell you what. Poor white trash. That's how I grew up. We had squat. I lived in a freaking trailer on a farm, and it was a single wide trailer, by the way, just so you know. That's where we grew up. We were on a 72-acre farm, single wide trailer. I was out there doing the work, mucking out the stuff, 7, 8 years old, doing all that, stuff, collecting eggs, cleaning out the cow pens and stuff like that. I mean, you worked. That's what you did. Okay. When I got older, I learned very, very early on, if I wanted something, I had to work for it. I didn't steal for it. I didn't try to cheat nobody out of nothing for it. I didn't try to hustle nobody out of nothing. I went out and worked, and I earned what I wanted. And so when I bought something with my own money that I had earned, man, that was a great feeling. It was a freaking awesome feeling. Now, I'm going to tell you what. And, like I said, full transparency, okay? I went through a period in my life when I was younger. I sold some weed, sold a little coke, okay? Not going to lie, being honest. Never got caught, got very fortunate in that, but I did it for a very short period of time. I didn't feel good about myself doing that. I was making some good money, but I didn't feel good about myself. So I put that all behind me, and I walked away from all of that. And I realized if I wanted to get ahead and to get things squared away, it was all on me. As I talk about, the only person holding you back is you. I was holding me back. So I went and I worked hard. I went back to school at 29 years of age, got my nursing degree, and I've been a nurse ever since. Okay. And it's like, and I'm not trying to say, yay me, yay me. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is anybody out there, anybody watching this stream can do the same exact thing if you put the effort into it. If you are perpetually a victim, which a lot that they're pushing that. And I want you guys, anybody out here that is black or Hispanic that watches this channel, they want you to be a victim. They want you to blame everybody and anybody else for your lot in life. Now, don't get me wrong. Are there roadblocks that are put up? Sure, they are. But since affirmative action went into effect back in the 60s, a lot more doors are open. And realistically, I mean, if you look at it, even in the last 30 years, there's a lot of opportunity out there if you're willing to work to get it. Okay. And I get so tired of people using that victimhood mentality to talk about why they can't get ahead, why they can't do this, why they can't do that. You know why they don't get ahead, and you know why they don't do anything? It's because they're lazy and they don't have any work ethic. And I'm not blaming any race for that. I'm blaming them all. Hey, mountain kayaker, using systemic racism is part of a cultural Marxist agenda to divide people. This is why this is happening. I agree with you 100%. 100%. It's an agenda to divide and conquer. If you can get me to hate my neighbor who happens to be black because, holy crap, he's getting extra benefits just because he's black, that's not right. I'm going to be mad at him. It's not his fault. That's the government's fault for putting that stuff out there. I'm going to give you a great example of something. And here's the best. I'm not bitter about any of this because it doesn't make any difference. When I was in nursing school, okay, we had white and black and Hispanic in our class. And I overheard a conversation. True conversation, I kid you not, okay? So one of the girls was talking to one of the other girls, and she said, oh, man, you got to get downtown, and you got to get to this office. They're going to give you an extra $2,000 because you're in school just because you're black. And I remember sitting there, okay, and I remember sitting there going, ain't that something, okay? What did I get? I got nothing. I got student loans. That's what I got when I went to school. Okay. And I took 10 years to pay back those student loans. All right. And I'm going to tell you what, I did it. I paid them all back. I was grateful for the opportunity to be able to go to school, to better myself, put myself in a better position in life. So I was appreciative of that. And those were government loans. They were government loans. But again, I'm the one that had to go to school. I'm the one that had to, do all that type of stuff. There was no extra benefits for me because I'm a white guy. You know what I mean? I'll give you another example of something. And so I was working for the state. Okay. Well, it was the county, working for Monroe County. And actually it was a state job, but so we had to take a civil service test. So we take our civil service test, and everybody that was in the class were the people that had the highest scores, right? So everybody that was in this class that was white, I think I scored like a 98 on my civil service test. Again, not patting myself on the back. I'm just using this as a reference, okay? So anybody else in that class that was in this class had scored 95 or better on their civil service test. Everybody else in the class, because they were black or they were Hispanic, were given automatically 20 extra points right off the get-go. So let's say you scored 77 on your civil service test, right? You get the 20 extra points. Now you're at a 97, which bumps you higher up than the guy that scored a 90. But because you got those extra points, you got to be at the top of the list. And so you got to be in this orientation class. So we're in this orientation class, and we had, diversity part of it, which you're always going to have that with companies and businesses in the state and all that type of stuff. And so the instructor says, can anybody tell me what a minority is? And I raised my hand, and she said, yes, Ed. I said, everything except a white male. And everybody in the class was laughing. And I'm like, I'm not kidding. And she sat there and she goes, well, he's absolutely correct. So literally everything, every female, anybody of any other color except white in the male, you are a minority. So you get extra privileges, you get extra incentives. And here's my thing with that, okay? If you can get it and take advantage of it and do something with it, good for you. Take advantage. It's there. Take advantage of it, okay? But don't cry how you're downtrodden and you're oppressed and every freaking thing else when every advantage is given to you and you don't take advantage of it. That's what drives me crazy. Okay. And again, I'm not some kind of racist. I'm not racist at all. I don't care. Like I said, again, I don't care what color you are or anything else. But again, this is my whole life. I've watched this. I've told you guys the story, and tell me this is straight up racism. Okay, straight up racism. I'm in the Army. I was at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. After I got done with my basic and AIT out in Leonwood, in Missouri, came home, did a hometown recruiter's aid assignment for 6 weeks, and then I went down to Fort Bragg. I'm at Fort Bragg, permanent party. One of my best friends, black kid named Dennis Roll. He was from Florida. Me and him got along great. Fantastic. We'd go to the movies. We'd go drink beer together. The whole 9 yards. We hung out quite a bit. He comes to me one day. Now, let me do this part first. So I was looking for Dennis because we were going to do something. I don't remember what we were going to do. So I walk into this room, and it's all black guys. All black guys. And I go, hey, man, you guys seen Dennis? And the one guy looks at me and he goes, what the F are you doing in here? I went, what? He goes, what the F are you doing? Get the F out of here. I go, why? What's your problem? He goes, you're white. That's my problem. Now, that is straight up racism. Straight up racism. Okay. Shortly thereafter, what happened was Dennis came to me and he said to me, he goes, Ed, we cannot hang out anymore. And I went, why? Because I'm like, why not? Right. He said the brothers, the other blacks in that group, had come to him and said, you need to make a choice. It's him or it's us. And he said, Ed, if I pick you, you're all I'm going to have. He goes, they will ostracize me and they will cut me out. And I looked at him and I went, Dennis, I understand. Okay. Now, I don't know what it is like now. Okay. But back then we were not at war. Okay. Everybody worked together during the day. At the end of the day, the whites went this way. The blacks went that way. If you were Mexican, Chinese, Indian, Native American, whatever race you were, you picked a side and that's who you stayed with. That's how it was when I was in. Okay. And this is not 100 million years ago. This is 1985, 1986 in that range. Okay. So that's how it was then. Now, I'm going to tell you what. In a combat situation, people don't care what color you are. You're on the same team. Okay, let me be clear on that. Hey, Seth, I thought we were going to talk about what the behind the scenes, not a bunch of race BS. Well, we're going to get into behind the scenes. This is something that I thought was important that I definitely wanted to get out there and talk about. So, I'm sorry if it's upsetting. It's just, it's facts. And I think it needs to be talked about. I think it's Martin Luther King wanted justice and equality for all races. He would be in disgust with the BLM movement. Right, and exactly. Thank you very much for that statement. Thank you for the donation as well, too. I think that if we have a level playing field and everybody is equal and we stop this race nonsense, well, first of all, we would focus on what the true problems are, which I've talked about many, many times, which is big business and the government. If we could do that, that would be fantastic. Unfortunately, that's not how it always goes on, unfortunately. So, but, there is a lot of manipulation and games going on. And this is part of the behind the scenes stuff, guys, realistically, race baiting, religion baiting. I've never seen, okay, and again, anybody that watches this channel knows I'm not religious. And again, I don't care what religion you are. I don't. If you are at peace with whatever you believe, I am absolutely 100% happy for you. 100%. Okay. But we're going to get into this in a second too. But real quick, we got almost, what are we at, 1340 in the chat. We're at 521 on the thumbs up, guys. I'm going to ask again, really, if you would shoot a thumbs up if you have not done so yet. And thank you for doing that. I do appreciate that to show support for the channel. Again, I saw that he said that. I know it's ridiculous. Again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction we have either in the comments or thumbs up or whatever the case may be, it really does help with the channel. So I do appreciate that as well. And thank you. The third thing I want to say is because I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So I would ask you to do it for that reason as well. So thank you for that reason as well. Again, also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe, hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So really quickly, I got to do the whole website thing. So preparedness1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community there, which is set up for you guys to connect with like-minded people. So definitely take advantage of that. You do have to register, but it's totally free. No credit card information is asked. So definitely take advantage of that. It's a good way to connect with like-minded people. Okay. Also on my website, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. If you'll see the Forefathers logo on there. If you click on that, it will take you to their store. If you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1 and number 1, not ONE, and you'll save yourself 15% on your purchase. So definitely take advantage of that as well, okay? CBD products are very, very good for a lot of things. They help with so many things. It is unbelievable. And it also can be used on pets to help pets as well. Last but not least, if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it'll drop down and it says Legacy Foods. What we have with the freeze-dried foods is available there. Definitely take advantage of that. We have it's 25-year shelf life, GMO-free. Gluten-free options are also available. It is vegan. Meat options are available if you would like to buy meat as well. Really good food. I have it in my preps, as you guys know, and so I definitely highly recommend it. I've done some taste test on it. It's really, really good. Also the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies out there. So just putting that out there. So now we'll get that out of the way. So behind the scenes stuff, what is being done constantly, okay? The media is always spinning things to divide us and conquer us. Oh, I was going to talk religion for a second, okay? I've never seen a group of people, and I'm talking, we're going to go with Christians here, okay? I've never seen a group of people that just cannot wait to be prosecuted. They think, oh, wait, they're going to come after Christians. They're coming after Christians. I have not personally seen that yet, okay? I've not seen that. Now, you know, the different agendas for the different parties, that's very, very clear, okay? Very, very clear. That's going to happen no matter what. But again, it's all about personal choices. I don't personally see them coming after Christians, even though Christians, for some reason, can't wait to seem to want to be persecuted. I don't know why. I don't understand it. I really, truly don't, okay? Again, with that, whatever religion that you are, like, again, it doesn't, again, to me, it makes no difference. If you're a good human being and you're a good person and you want to worship, you know, this flashlight, if that's what gets you off and makes you happy at the end of the day, good for you, okay? But it is amazing to me how easily people are manipulated by the use of religion, by the use of race, to fight amongst each other. And it's such a problem. It is such a problem. And the media perpetuates it constantly. I'm going to tell you what, you know, if you watch the media, you know, you would think, you know, oh my God, these, you know, this is going on and that's going on and it's horrible and it's always spun the way that they want to spin it. Okay. You know, I talked about the Capitol attack, the thing that happened down there. And I had somebody made a comment about, what, you don't think that they should be prosecuted for what they did and blah, blah, blah. I never said that. I said that, you know, you break the law, you break the law. You do something stupid like that, you got to pay for it. I've never said that they shouldn't be, you know, charged and have to deal with the consequences of their actions. But at the same time, when you had Antifa and BLM and all the nonsense that they pulled all summer long, let's talk about Washington, D.C. Well, let's go with Washington, D.C. for a second, okay? Let's talk about this. So BLM and Antifa were down in Washington, D.C., burning and looting for 3 straight days. Did the mayor call out the National Guard? No, she did not. Okay. Did they stop these people from doing what they were doing? They had free run and they were going crazy. A friend of mine who lives in Washington, D.C. said what they did to organize gangs, they hit all the pharmaceuticals places. So any kind of drugstore, they went in, broke out all the windows, stole all the drugs. Okay. Does that have anything to do with the agenda of, you know, oh, it's so horrible, white people are so horrible? No. It's about stealing. It's about looting. It's about destruction. Now, have some of those people been charged? Very few. And what happened a lot of the times when people were arrested, they were getting bailed out right away, which is ridiculous. But yet, I'm going to tell you what, those people that with the Capitol attack, okay, they're all sitting still in jail. If they haven't made bail, they're sitting in jail. So, Fort Bragg, cool. Fayetteville, that's a different story. Very scary. I never had a problem. I mean, obviously I was down there in the 80s, but I never had a problem. We had a fun time down there. A lot of fun. Oh my God, it was a good time down there. But all these groups out there, and everybody has this agenda or that agenda or the other agenda. We got to stop. We got to stop with that. We got to realize how ridiculous what is going on is being happening, and how we're being manipulated, and how we're having our rights taken away constantly, making new laws, trying to restrict what we can do. Funny how Congress just figured out the Grand Theft Auto was too violent. Really? Well, okay. So here's another thing, and this one really, man, Ed and the chat are both fired up tonight. Yeah, I knew I was going to be on a soapbox tonight. Here's another thing I have a huge problem with, and this just came out. They're putting warning labels on episodes of the Muppets. Are you freaking kidding me? So in one of the episodes of the Muppets, and I want to talk about this because this is terrible. It's horrible. Oh my God, how awful. They had to put a warning label on. It had Johnny Cash on the Muppet Show, and he was playing his guitar, and there was a Confederate flag in the background. Oh my God, how offensive. We need to stop with this cancel culture. We need to stop with this super political correctness nonsense. People need to get over themselves. Here's my thing, okay? You don't like the Confederate flag? Don't fly it. But don't tell me not to fly my Confederate flag because you're against it and you think that it's always about racism, because that's what they're telling you, it's about racism. But that's not the reason that I fly it. Okay, I fly it for a different reason. But automatically in your mind, you're going to see that and it's going to trigger you. Ridiculous. Grow up. Okay, get a pair. I'm just like, people are just so nuts today. If you don't agree with the agenda, you're shouted down. You're called a racist or a xenophobe or whatever else. Oh, hold on a second. I want to read that comment. Peaceful non-compliance is our only hope at this point, Seth. You know what, Seth? I'm going to disagree with that. I disagree with that because at some point there is a breaking point, and you have to stand your ground at some point. Now, I don't know what that point is. I think that point, that line in the sand, if you will, I think that's different for everybody. But, it comes down to what is acceptable to you and what is not acceptable. I mean, that's really what it comes down to with any of those type of things. Yeah, I'm offended. I know. That's what kills me, too. It's like, you can't say that. I'm offended. Well, too bad. Get over yourself. I probably should have done a warning in the beginning. If you're easily triggered, and if you don't like what I'm going to have to say and you need to go to your safe space and, curl up in a ball and have yourself a nice cry, you should have probably done that by now, but I just don't get it. I really, truly don't. We have so many issues that we have to deal with. They have absolutely nothing to do what religion anybody's in, what race anybody's in. Our infrastructure in this country is deplorable. And I'm not just talking the electrical grid. I'm talking bridges, roadways, the water system. All those things are antiquated. They're outdated. All that needs to be changed. Freddie left you. Keep speaking the truth, Ed. People hate the truth. Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. It's amazing to me. And I got a thing today. I got an email, and one of my subscribers was saying that they're not getting notifications for my live streams. He said that a lot of people are not getting notifications. People are being unsubscribed. This has been going on for a while. This has absolutely been going on for a while. And I wonder why, because I make sense, that I'm not some raving lunatic, that, because I can speak, and I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not pushing any kind of agenda. I don't have an agenda. I don't have any agenda at all. What I want people to wake up. I want people not to be victims. I mean, what a horrible concept that is, right? I mean, why would I, do something like that? It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I'll tell you, I don't know. I just get so, you know, I live out where I do because it's peace and quiet. And like today, um, doing more work in the greenhouse. Okay. I got to clarify something with the greenhouse. Okay. So, first of all, somebody says, I had several people say, um, I had a lot of people say you need to put down a vapor barrier. The weeds are going to grow up through, and they were right. Okay, they were absolutely right. And so I was like, "Yeah, I got to put a vapor barrier down." So I started putting the plastic down. And then I had a bunch of comments today. Oh my God, you got to have drainage. The water's not going to go through, and you're going to be growing plants. I'm not growing plants in the gravel. Okay, that's literally going to be the floor. There's going to be grow beds that are up there that are not going to be having anything to do with the floor. The water's not being drained out on the floor. It's going to be utilized. I plan on doing an aquaponic system where the water from the fish tank feeds my plants. The oxygenated water goes back, feeds my fish. It's all part of what I plan on doing. I'm not going to be growing on the ground. Okay, so you guys are going to just have to wait and see how I'm going to do stuff. But I'm glad I'm putting a vapor barrier down, and I'm using plastic so that the weeds don't grow up through. Now, there's an area that I'll have to pluck weeds. Oh, well, okay, I'll deal with that. I'm not concerned about that. But the wind's blowing. It feels really good. I let the fire go out. The fire's out. I got the window wide open here. And that's why I got a muscle shirt on too. Very, very warm today. Felt great, but it gets this light that's over here gets really, really warm. So if I have a heavy shirt on, a lot of times I start sweating a lot more, and I'm not down with that. So, but anyway, we just, as human beings, we need to get back to that simpler existence and not be so concerned. Okay, you don't like homosexuality. Let's say I'm sure there's a good amount of my subscribers that are against homosexuality. Well, my advice to people that are against homosexuality, don't partake in it. If you don't like it, then don't do it. But don't condemn and judge people for things a lot of them have no control over. Animal kingdom, and this is a fact. This is not speculation. This is not me making up a number. We, as human beings, are part of the animal kingdom. So human beings, cats, dogs, chickens, cows, sheep, whatever animals that are out there, we are part of that animal kingdom, okay? 70% heterosexual, 20% bisexual, 10% homosexual. That's how it breaks down. So realistically, 3 out of every 10 people you meet either likes both or they like the same sex. That's the reality of it, okay? How does it affect you as an individual with who sleeps with who? How does it affect you? It doesn't. Now, I've said this before again. I don't want to see people going at it in public. I don't care if they're heterosexual. I don't want to see them going at it in public. So, it's just people can, there's so much judgment. It's disgusting. To me, it's disgusting. Let people live their lives. If they're happy and they're not hurting anybody and they're doing something with another consenting adult, what do you care? I'm going to tell you what, some of the most judgmental people, some of the most hypocritical people, they will hell and damn somebody of a group, and behind closed doors, they're the most perverted, kinkiest individual in the world. I had a buddy of mine, and this is a true story. Okay, his father was a preacher, so he would get up there and he would preach and stuff like that. His father's fantasy. Now, I want you to think about, and we're going to talk of twisted here, okay? And I'm not going to say who this was, but somebody I've known for a long, long time. His father's fantasy was to have a glass floor and to have a bunch of armless and legless women naked squirming around on this floor. Now, I'm sorry, but that is some twisted stuff. Something is not right there, okay? If that's what you get off on, that's pretty twisted. Really twisted. There's people like that out there that have really twisted, demonic thoughts. Okay, it happens, you know, but you're never going to know because they keep it so secreted because they're so twisted. They don't want people to know, but they're out there. I mean, people do all kinds of stuff. I mean, S&M community is not so huge because people aren't doing it. A lot of people are doing it. You know who does it a lot too, realistically? And this is, I always thought this was really fascinating. A lot of politicians, because they're in such a position of power, that in the bedroom they want to give up that power. So they go and they visit their S&M mistress or whatever the case may be and do all that, whatever they do. Okay. Again, people, but they're going to be up there, spewing out to us how we should live our lives. Again, like I said, Hollywood, oh my God, don't even get me started on Hollywood. um, you know Again, live your life the way that you want to, have some kind of moral code. I think that that's important, I really do. um, and just, we got to stop judging everybody all the time, you know, because of whatever the case may be. I mean, and you know what? And like I said, our government is the one that truly perpetuates it. It really is. You know, 9/11. Did anybody give a crap about Muslims before 9/11? Realistically, before 9/11, there was a lot of Muslims in this country already at that point. Okay, they had their mosques and they were all over the place, no problem, right? 9/11 happened. Now all of a sudden, everybody was suspicious of every single person out there that was Muslim. They were suspicious of all of them, and and it's like, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, it, it's uh, it's a manipulation in a game that is continuously going on all the time. Now, what I'm seeing now, and I did talk about this a little bit before. Um, right now, the whole thing is they're talking about domestic extremism. When we talked about that a little bit, okay? So that's the new boogeyman. And of course, who is that? Well, that's white people. That's white people. And again, the whole agenda lately is white people bad. So, again, if you're not hurting anybody and you're minding your own business, I'm going to tell you what I want. I want freedom. That's what I want. I want to do what I got to do. I want to take care of my family. I want to help people. I want to show people that this lifestyle and what I'm doing here is something that anybody can do. Anybody can do, you know. And I'm okay, fine with them living their life, but I'm not okay with marriage being defined to fit them. Well, and I've talked about that before too. I've talked about that before too. But yeah, let's just, we just need to stop letting them manipulate us. Stop, step away when you see this stuff, and if it happens at your workplace, I mean, call attention to it. Call attention to what it is. Because that, like the whole situation with Coca-Cola, that's nothing but racist. That's what that is. That's nothing but racist. And it got called to the attention. It was leaked. The whistleblowers let it out there. And, and people freaking went crazy, as they should have, because again, that's straight up racism. Why should I try to have to be less white? What does that have to do with anything? Anything, but, just thought you needed a little love. Well, thank you very much. I'm good. It just gets so aggravating. This constant thing that they do constantly, it drives me crazy. It really does. So I'm tired of it. I really am. So because I'm speaking out about it, I will tell you what, I'll lose subscribers. I will lose subscribers because they'll say, oh, well, no, he's a racist. I'm talking of the complete opposite. But because I'm taking a stand and saying how ridiculous what is going on out there that is going on, then I'm going to be labeled. Well, I do have a shaved head, right? Oh, and let's forget about this too. Let's not forget about this. I'm an alpha male, an alpha white male. Oh my God, how horrible. That what is it? Toxic masculinity. I love that one too. Toxic masculinity. Really? Because I'm happy being a guy and, I put myself out there. I help people, and I'm going to tell you what it's like. And I've told you guys before. Like I'll hold the door for everybody. I will hold the door for everybody because it's what I do. I don't care who you are. If you're there, and if it's a guy, I'll hold it so that he can grab the door and then come in. If it's a lady, ma'am, go ahead. That's just how I am. That's just what I've always done, and I always will do it. So, and if that makes me bad, or I'm, I, I don't see how that's bad at all. I taught my boys to do that, Josh and Eddie, and both of them always held the doors for people, and people loved it. So we just live in a weird time, really weird time. So anyway, let's do. Ed, you can also gain subscribers. Oh, I will eventually. Every once in a while, guys, I'll say something that pisses a bunch of people off, and I'll lose, 50, 60 subscribers. It happens, and it'll happen again. Okay. And I'll have I call it the cleansing. We have to get anybody that's, can't handle being talked to like an adult, and shared information. They can't handle that. They have to leave, and here's the best part. They have to announce that they're leaving. I'm unsubscribing because of this. Well, good for you. Okay. I didn't make you watch in the first place. I like it that you watch. Don't get me wrong. And I think the only thing you suffer from is cuteness. I think you're completely adorable. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say that. All right, let's do egg count. I know we're way past due on the egg count. So yesterday we had 8 eggs yesterday. Okay. So let us go ahead and do the egg count. And while we're doing the egg count, we got almost 1,300 people in the chat. Let's do another thumbs up here, guys, if you haven't done that already. I appreciate that. And so if you have not done the thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. Again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. So thank you for that reason as well. Again, third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up, of course. So thank you for doing it for that reason as well. And again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so let's go into here. And all right, where is it? Okay, here we go. If you had the same exact guess as Angel Rose with 4 eggs, that's what we had today. We ended up with 4 eggs today. I was really surprised because we had, like I said, we had 8 yesterday. So, but never going to complain. And I'm not unsubscribing. Good. I'm glad to hear that. So many weak-minded people out there, folks. So many weak-minded people. It's scary. And you know what? Do I have all the answers? Of course I don't have all the answers. Are you going to agree with everything I say? Of course you're not. But guess what? Here's the best part. The best part. I'm going to still respect you even if you have a different viewpoint. If you're looking at it from a different angle, that's fine. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Okay? I'm going to respect your right to believe whatever you want to believe. Hey, Freddie left you. You hear Cuomo is now being accused of harassment in an essay from a woman. Wonder if they're getting ready to install a new governor. Seems odd. Well, that's usually the go-to thing too. I don't know if you guys have noticed that too. That's always, whenever they want to get rid of somebody, a lot of times, all of a sudden, out of the woodwork comes all the supposed women that have been abused by this individual. Okay, now, in some cases, could that possibly be true? It sure could. It absolutely could. So I'm not diminishing that. But when that happens constantly, all right, every guy out there is not trying to take advantage of women, trying to use their position of power to coerce women into having sex. Believe me, if a guy's in a position of power, there are women out there that want to be with him. You look at Anthony Weiner. Okay, he was here in New York, and he was an idiot because he was putting his pictures up, trying to meet women and stuff like that while he was married. You have to use a little discretion, like Bill Clinton. Use discretion like him. But again, you know what? They're in that position, a lot of them. And I'm making a joke out of it, but they're in that position of power. They're going to have women throwing themselves at them because they're either attracted to the power, the position, or the man themselves. You know what I mean? So, Bill Clinton he looks like a haggard, scary looking individual now, but he was a good looking dude. And so, you could understand, why, he had all these women throwing themselves at him. So, that doesn't mean that you do it, especially when you're married. There's supposed to be some kind of sanctity there, but you would be surprised. You would be surprised what a lot of married people do. And again, none of my business. I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. Let's see. Donald Trump was a player. Hey, he did what he did. I'll unsubscribe if you talk nice about AOC again. And I'm going to tell you what, I got so much crap for that. And I've even said, I don't like the woman. I don't like her. But if she did something good, which I thought she did something good there, I was going to mention it. And I think that that's important. Again, you got to, we're all equal unless it's a sinking ship. Masculinity is not toxic. Is sexy, not toxic. It can be used as a tool, used for good or bad. Yep, exactly. Thank you very much, Pamela. I do appreciate the comment, and thank you for sharing that. You're right. Anything can be used for good or bad. That's just the way it goes with anything. Hey, Freddie left you. Hey, she kept working with Cuomo despite it. Oh, of course. Of course. The thing is, Cuomo, I think his ego got too big. And that's my opinion. I'm just giving you my opinion. He thought he could do whatever he wanted to do and say whatever he wanted to say. And so now those, people, I'm going to tell you what, in our country, we love to build people up, put them up on that pedestal. But we love it even more in this country when we get to tear them down. Tiger Woods is a great example of that. I mean, he was on top of the world. Okay. Ed, would you do it if you had to wake up next to Hillary? Yeah. Well, if I had to wake up next to that, I probably would. But when you have when they put Tiger up on this pedestal, and again, he was good looking guy, top of his game with golfing. Yeah, he was cheating on his wife left, right, and center. So then he becomes vilified, and he was a pariah because of that. Now, I'm going to tell you what. Is Tiger Woods the only golfer that ever cheated on his wife? Come on. Okay. But again, he got caught. Now, you're in that position and you think you're all that, and you're having these, people throw themselves at you like that, like with the Tiger Woods. It happens, and even if a guy's married, and his wife was hot. Yes, she was a model. So, but it happens. It's how you treat people on the way up. I think a lot of times is how you're treated on the way down. People love to see you rise up, but they love to tear you down too. And I think it's how I think the way you treat people is really, really important. I'm going to tell you what, am I a YouTube personality? I guess. Okay. But I don't treat people any differently than I've ever treated people before. When people come up to me, and I've had a lot of people come up to me, and as you get bigger and more people know who you are, I have people come up to me and they'll be like, "Are you Prepper Nurse One?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I am." And then they'll start talking, and I'll sit there and I'll talk with them because I enjoy that. I appreciate the fact that people watch my channel. I think it's really, really cool. Earlier in the 2000s, the military asked Trump to run for office in hopes he would drain the swamp. Elliot quickly said that. Yeah, well, we saw what happened. It didn't get drained, unfortunately. And, now what's going on is going on. And it's so funny because, if you're looking at from the left, you're looking at it totally different than if you were looking at. Oh, and so I got to mention this one. Justin Trudeau. Oh my God. Really? It's nice to see good leadership again in the United States. Are you kidding me? Justin Trudeau. I really feel bad for you guys in Canada. I really, really do. Having him as your leader. I really feel bad for you. Yeah, the swamp was too deep. And again, you had too many people that have been there forever and a day, and they know how to play the game. And they did what they had to do, and they got him out. That's how it went down, realistically, John Daly could have been great, but he wasn't handsome. No, he was a drunk and and an overeater. So yeah, but he could have been. He could have absolutely. John Daly could drive that ball like crazy, um, but he would rather party. So it happens. So, but with everything, guys, like I said, my biggest focus with being on YouTube, if I can help people open their eyes, realize how important it is to prep, to be ready for whatever's going to happen. And again, we don't know what's going to happen. And it's crazy. It's crazy what's happening out there. um, you know what can we control? That's the important thing. What do we have control over? What can we do for our own circumstances to make our lives better? And that's what I think people really need to focus on, because it's upsetting what goes on. It's very, very upsetting, and it's understandable. It really truly is. It's a crazy, crazy freaking world out there, and there's a lot of crazy things happening, that we have no control over, none. And so again, all we can do is continue to get ready. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and we need to react to that situation, or I should say act when that time comes. And being in that position where you can go to bed at night and sleep and get a good night's sleep and realize no matter what happens, we're going to be okay. We're going to have our stuff squared away. We're going to be ready for whatever that is. And then be willing and able to deal with this situation as it happens. That's hugely, hugely important. And, that's what we need to focus on, all of us, and again, that whole methodical thing, making that forward progress. Winter times, I don't get a ton done in the winter. I hate winter. Not a big fan. I don't want to go snowmobiling. I don't want to go skiing. Not my thing. Never. I mean, I skied when I was a kid. I think the last time I went skiing, I might have been 16 years old, to be honest with you. And it was fun. I had a good time with it. But, it's not now as I get older, I don't want to be out there. I don't want to do it. And I know a lot of people snowmobile, and snowmobiling's fun. I've snowmobiled. It's a good time, but that's not my thing. I would rather not. So, a day like today with the sun out and it actually being in the 50s, it felt fantastic. And to be able to be outside and working outside and getting some sunshine, like I said, I was working on my winter tan. So, but yeah, it's just, the warmer weather definitely motivates the crap out of me, and I can't wait. Like I said, I got so much that I want to do, and accomplish this year, and I will. I mean, there's, I'm just going to do it methodically as I can, and work on projects and get things squared away. And as soon as the weather breaks, one of the first things I'm going to be doing is getting that next raised bed in place, and that's going to be happening. So, like I said, a lot of things coming up here. It'll be fun to watch. I hope you guys enjoy watching what we're going to do this year. But, there is always something else to do. There is years and years of projects that I'm going to have here, and I'm just going to do what I can and, take care of my business. That's all I can do. And you guys should be focusing on those type of things too. I'll tell you what, today, when I was outside and I was working, wasn't thinking of anything else. I was thinking of, this is the project that I'm working on. Let me see what I can get done, and I'm going to go from there. And that's what I did. And I was actually pretty proud of what I got accomplished today. I got a lot of stone down. I got all the stuff moved from one side of the greenhouse to the other side, where it is now all stone, and that other side is completely open. And like I said, I'll throw some pictures up tomorrow. I'll do it on my Instagram, preparedness1.com, and then or preparedness1 on Instagram, and then preparedness1 on Twitter too. I'll throw pictures up on both of those. So definitely check those out as well. And again, I don't know if you guys know that I'm on Twitter and Instagram, but I am, and I don't post every single day. But as we get into the warmer weather and I'm doing projects, I will definitely update pictures and show people what's going on and what we're doing here and stuff like that. So, but I'm actually, like I said, today it felt really good. I felt really, really strong today. It just, like I said, I'm not sore at all right now, and but it was really, it feels so awesome. The very best high I've ever had, ever. When I when I was in my 20s and I worked out, I'd go to the gym for like 4 hours at a time. Okay. I mean, it was crazy, crazy, into the gym. And, that endorphin high that you get from working out, that is absolutely the best high ever. Doing physical labor like I did today, like I did yesterday, that's an endorphin high. And that is awesome. That feels great. Nothing beats that. Nothing, so let's see. Also, those AT&T buildings are hated by China and are built to withstand a nuclear fallout. Ah, okay. That I did not know. All right, so I was on my soapbox today, guys. Had to get it out there. Had to say my piece because I get annoyed, and so every once in a while, I'm definitely going to do that. The FDA is going to approve Johnson & Johnson's one jab vax this week, and now they're saying the sheeper only need one jab of the Pfizer. And here's okay. So let's talk about that for a moment. A lot of propaganda out there about that. Oh, I don't know if you saw this or not, because I thought this was interesting. Okay. This I found fascinating. The resistance against the vaccine, it's not the Democrats. The Democratic people are getting their vaccine. It's the Republicans that are against the vaccine. I want to tell you what, there's a lot more people out there against the vaccine. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If you have a half a brain in your head, and you've done the research, not the propaganda that's being pushed out, but the research, you are not going to get that vaccine. That's just my opinion. Okay. You can do whatever you want. You want to get it, no problem. That's up to you. Again, I'm not going to tell you to, I'm telling you what I'm going to do. All right. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to encourage people that I know, in my family or my friends. I'm going to obviously encourage them not to. Okay. There are too many unknowns with it still. Okay. And just because they're telling you that it's okay doesn't make it so. Okay. Just because the long-term side effects from it are unknown doesn't make it okay. What was that? The wire mesh. There was some kind of wire mesh back in the day, and they were pushing that big time. Get this wire mesh. Get this wire mesh. Well, then years down the road, they found out that it was bad, that they were, ineffective, and so then you had all the, ambulance chasing lawyers on there. If you had this, wire mesh treatment, you could be entitled for compensation. Well, you know what? That doesn't help the person that had that done. Okay. Let's see. Wire mesh for hernias. Okay. Yep. There you go. Follower of Jay was saying it. Yep. And it was something other too. And I'm trying to think. The commercial was, the girls were swimming in the pool. I don't even know what that one was all about. But that was another one that it was something that they were pushing. It's crazy. And those were all FDA approved, right? All those were approved, but there's so many things that they had put out there. How about narcotics? How about Oxycontin? That was approved. That was put out there, right? That's the greatest thing. Everybody should be on it. Yeah, right. Freddie left you. You see the Australians booed the vax at an event? I did not see that. No, I did not see that. I'm going to tell you what, guys. COVID certification of vaccination identification. They're not going to, I'm telling you right now, they cannot force people to get this vaccination. If you're working someplace, they may tell you that you have to get it for work. You're going to have to make a hard decision at that point. It's going to be an individual choice with you, but, I just, again, it's an individual choice. I don't see them ever forcing it. They can't realistically. So I'm going to tell you right now, forced or not forced, I'm not getting it. That's not going to happen. Not doing it. So, again, individual choice. You want to do what you want to do. It's my body. You're not telling me that I have to get something that is no proven benefits. You get it. You still have to wear the mask. You still have to social distance. Oh yeah, and by the way, you can still get the virus too. Yeah. Oh yeah, sign me right up for that. Oh yeah, and if you get it, it might have really adverse side effects for you, or it might kill you. Sure. Oh yeah, please let me be in first in line. No, not happening. But again, uh, do what you got to do if you feel like you want to do it. But when you have 60% of healthcare workers opting out, that should be a huge red flag for people. Okay, huge red flag. And you know, there's no chips coming. There's not going to be any chips. Man, I don't get that. I really don't. You're chipped already. Here's your chip. You're tracked. You're chipped right there. That's how you're tracked and chipped. Everybody's got a cell phone. So yeah, you're already tracked. You're already chipped. They don't have to put anything in you already. They're already doing it. So all right, real quick, I'm going to ask again. We're at 891. Let's see if we can get this up to 1,000 thumbs up. We got 1,100 people in the chat. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you for doing that. I do appreciate that. Again, it really does help with the algorithms as well. The more interaction we have, especially thumbs up, or comments or whatnot, it really it really helps with the channel, puts us up higher in the rankings. So I thank you for that reason as well. And of course, I want to, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So that's the third one. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for doing that as well. Okay. So, but, yep. So anyway, guys, hey, Hurricane Rip. I told my boss I'm not wearing a mask. I had said, write me up if you want to, but I'm not doing it. There you go. Good for you, man. I appreciate it. That's awesome. That you got to stand up for yourself. You absolutely have to stand up for yourself. So, dang it. Now I want fish and chips. John just said that. Fish and chips are good. Oh, the gallbladder thing. Yeah, that wire mesh was the gallbladder. Yeah, and it ended up not working. And they ended up suing, a whole bunch of the companies that made it. Didn't they just sue the maker of OxyContin as well? I think they just got sued because of how many people they killed, how many people's lives they've destroyed because of narcotics. And it's not just OxyContin, guys. It's Oxy, Percocets, Vicodins, all those things. People get addicted, but Oxy's the worst because actually morphine's the worst. But Oxy's right up there. Very, very addictive. Very addictive. And it's something that just continues to go on. They kept writing those scripts out, and people just went right down the toilet after that. Unfortunately, it's very, very sad. Realistically, they're gonna put a chip on your head with Gorilla Glue. Oh my god. Okay, so here's I don't get this. Okay, so oh my god, 5G. No, 5G is not. No. Okay. 5G, the chip. I heard that. I don't buy into the conspiracy theorist stuff, guys. I really don't. Sorry, I just don't. Um, you know. Yeah. It's morphine is awful. Wayne was on morphine for about 6 weeks. Here's the thing for me. Okay. Now, I had my surgery. They gave me Oxycontin. I took it very, very sparingly. I did not even use up close to the full prescription. Okay. It bound me up. So then I'm taking a stool softener so that I can take a crap because the narcotics will bind you up. Yeah, sign me up for that. No, no. I've always managed pain a lot. Like I said, Advil. Advil has been a wonderful friend to me. We get along great. We like each other. So, or a hot shower. Hot shower is always good too. But yeah. Oh my God, how funny. But yeah, I just oxycodone for 7 years. Wow, it's a long time. If they want to put a chip on my head, I request a Dorito. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. So, anyway, guys, again, a lot of addictive stuff going on out there. They want to make lifelong customers. That's the goal. That is really the goal. So, there's no money in the cure. There's money in the treatment. So, if you look at it like that, it gives you an eye-opening way of looking at things. It really, really does. All right, so let's do this right now. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We are a huge family. We're a huge network of people. We are preppers and off-gridders. We are the people that are woke. Where is everybody from tonight? We got London. CBD really does help with pain. It really, really does. Ontario, Canada, Oregon, Missouri, Indiana, Pittsburgh, PA, Bradstown, Kentucky, Farmington, Missouri, Texas, New Jersey, Ulster Park, New York, Central Missouri, Melbourne, Australia, Eastern Oregon, Beech Grove, Indiana. We have Australia, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Endicott, New York, Manhattan, Kansas, Bloomberg, I messed that up, never mind, Arkansas, Buffalo, New York, Las Cruces, New Mexico, Nowhere, Oklahoma. We have New Zealand again. We have Oakland, Nebraska, Hamilton, New York, Naples, Florida, Wisconsin, Vermont, Northeast Tennessee, Buffalo, New York, Seattle's best coffee. That's funny. Let's see. The Real Jersey Shore. Let's see. Oklahoma, Florida, Turningburg, New York, Cape Cod, Buffalo again, Pritchard, Homestead, Ohio. Very nice. Brooklyn, New York, Columbus, Ohio, Western New York, Montana. Let's see. South New Jersey, Brookings, Southern Oregon coast, Union City, Tennessee, Hamilton, New York, Columbus, Ohio, North Wellington County, Ontario, Oakland, Nebraska, Boca Raton, Florida. Let's see, we have Texas, Virginia, Quezon Island, Florida. If I said that wrong, I apologize. We have Washington State, Pinesville, North Carolina, Troy, Vermont, Peoria, Illinois, let's see, Saskatchewan, Canada, North Carolina, Puerto Rico, New Hampshire, Italy, Sindrea, Italy. If I'm saying that wrong again, I do apologize, but that's very cool. Thank you for being here. Georgetown, Louisiana, Kansas, Michigan, Emersville, Ohio, Burton, Michigan, the International Space Station. I like that one. That would be a trick if you were there watching. So anyway, guys, again, we're all over the country. We're all over the world. We are a huge network. We're a huge family. We really, truly can make a difference now and in a post-event. We really can. There is so many good people out there. There's people out there that are absolutely asleep at the switch. They have no idea. They're totally BS'd by watching whatever they watch on TV. They're distracted. They're not paying attention. Again, the more we can be ready, the more we can put ourselves in a position to be as independent as we possibly can, to lower your footprint, lower your bills as much as you possibly can. I think that is a good thing. Really a good thing. Okay. And somebody just made a great comment. We are family. And that's Leslie just said that. Yeah. And I agree. We're a huge family and we really can make a difference. We can, because we're all over the place. I mean, obviously just from this year, we're all over the place. And when the time comes, there's a lot of good people that are going to need our help. And especially there's a lot of kids that are going to need our help. A ton of them. Okay. Because there's going to be a lot of kids out there that it's not their fault that their parents weren't ready. And their parents aren't going to be around, which is going to be unfortunate. Or look at the way things are now. How many parents aren't around now? So we think it's going to get better in a post-event? I don't, unfortunately. So I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. You guys are awesome. So I do appreciate everything that you guys do, keeping it on here, keeping people out so that they don't, ruin it for everybody else. So we don't want that. All right. Again, um, what are we at? 993. So we got 7 more to go, guys. We got to get 7 more thumbs up. So we got to hit 1,000. So just real quick. So we got Hawaii on here too. Kid Rock. I wonder if it's a real Kid Rock hanging out in Hawaii. So anyway, guys, we are all in this together. We're one race called the human race. And as soon as we can really focus on that, we would be in such a better position in life. We can focus on the real problems, which is big business and government. That's who wants to control every aspect of our lives. Pay attention to it. Watch what they're doing. Watch how your bills are going up. Watch how the food portions continue to get smaller, but the prices continue to go up. Talking about gas today, think about this. Went downtown today. The gas is up to, there was one station, it was 269. The other gas station, it was 275. All right. It was 220 something when Trump was still in office up here. And now it's gone up that much already. So thank you, Biden, for, killing that industry. Great job. Keep getting ready, guys. Keep getting ready. Also remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important to tell the people that you care about every day how you feel. And last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. Work methodically. It will get done. Things will come together. That's how it does it. That's how it works. You just work methodically, you make it happen, and it comes together. Okay? It's all it takes. Hard work and effort. That greenhouse is a great example. Just banging stuff out. Get a game plan, make it happen. Oh, quickly before I do jump off of here, Bizza Jizza, let's support his channel. JJ, if you would throw the link up for him really quickly. And also Icky Can, Ickycan. Great guy up in Canada. Has started posting again. I want you guys to go up there, show him some support, show him some love. He's got like 1,230 something like that subscribers. Let's get him up there. Okay. Great channel. If you watch what he did up there with building, unbelievably, very, very skilled. So JJ's got Bizza link right there. He's got the series going on right now. Let's go show him some love and support as well. And again, Ickycan, Icky Can. He's up in Canada. He's about 3 hours north of Toronto. So let's show him some love as well. Obviously, my other channels that I like to watch, I mention them all the time. Marfugal News is one right off the top of my head. Great channel. Let's show them some support too. And of course, tell them, the Prepper Nurse One sent you. Wranglestar, I like Wranglestar. Doug and Stacy, I like their channel. Sean James up in Canada again, another great channel. A lot of good channels out there. Boss of the Swamp is another one. So again, let's support each other. Get out there. Canadian Prepper. We got the Angry Prepper down in New York City. Another one. A lot of good guys out there. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're all safe. Okay. Prepper Nurse One out for now.